Says recording.
Okay. All right, let's open the meeting at 7 o'clock. September 19th, 2016. Okay. Looking at the memo. Boy, there's a lot of calling off statements there, but at any rate, let's have a motion to adopt the minutes from the last meeting, September 7th, 2016.
So moved. Second.
Okay.
One change.
Thank you.
Okay. So if there's no further discussion, maybe we take a vote.
Mr. Spratlin?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Mr. Crockett?
Yes. Okay, motion to approve payment of the bills to the tune of $19,659.02, with $712.43 coming from general, $12,115.01 coming from fire, $4,185.24 from cemetery, $3,974 from EMS billing, and $2,646 from road and bridge.
Submitted they approved. Second.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Nice small amount of payments of period.
That is relatively.
Should we pay Roger?
Yeah, we'd have taken that off. It would have been pretty puny.
Okay, if no further discussion, may we take a vote?
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Mr. Spratlin?
Yes.
Mr. Crockett?
Yes. Okay, under correspondence, we received notice from the Ohio Department of Taxation. They corrected their assessment. And was there an additional, a new assessment?
Yeah, we received a notice that we owed taxes on a purchase for the ambulance.
Okay.
So,
Remember that?
Mr. Mutcher corrected that. He called them and said, you know, you might want to.
That we did.
Yeah, we didn't, and so they sent a letter notifying us that they, officially removed the assessment, so.
Okay. So, letter from Family Violence Prevention Center, emails from Greene County Association minutes meetings from September, meeting schedule and Circle of Victory fundraiser. Information regarding Tobacco 21, which actually had some surprising information. Email from Regional Planning Coordinating Commission regarding their executive meeting September 20th. Road closure announcement. Email from WSU in regards to their site sale. Email from Clifton Mayor regarding the painting fire station.
I was wrong about that, Margaret. We had agreed to pay 50%. The 20% was for this building earlier in the year.
What do you mean, so, we as in the township,
Mhm.
just paying 50%, okay.
Yeah.
So who pays the 80% in terms of paying this building?
Fire department.
Okay. Invitation to new water treatment plant groundbreaking ceremony. Zoning Commission meeting July 19th, meeting minutes. Email from Susan Gardner regarding video camera malfunction. And
Since this is on tape, I believe it's Gart with a T in our.
yeah, did I
You said gardener,
Oh, sorry.
but just
Good point.
I did correct it.
And it's true. And a thank you from Lisa and Piercy regarding the road repair in Grinnell Circle. And fund status, revenue status, appropriation status reports for September 19th, 16th.
I have one additional piece of correspondence came in later in the afternoon. It's another letter or email from Ann Lisa Piercy requesting various minutes from the past year. The zoning commission and the board of trustees. So.
Okay. Fire department report. Colin is on a run. He did leave a memo with us.
Maybe we could wait till, see if he gets back and come back to that later then?
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea, as opposed to simply reading the memo. Since we're gonna skip to the fire department.
Medicaid to respond to the area of US 68 North Virginia Avenue, 68 North Virginia Avenue, possible that,
Right to cemetery road report.
Okay. Well, since the last meeting, we've had 3 burials in Forest Cemetery. 2 full burials and ashes. I would say Jim's done a real good job taking care of things.
I
I
agree.
talked to Kathy Hart today about the ashes
Did
painting,
you?
and she was more than pleased. The service she received from the Glen Forest staff.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
very much. So, he done a good job. I thought everything went pretty smooth. I checked with him every, the day it happened. I talked to him about every day.
Did you?
Yeah, I had like 19 phone calls last week about cemetery.
Jeez.
I'd like to keep the same office I had last week, but, yeah. So anyway, let's pick up a little bit of my vacation.
Yeah. So you had 19 phone calls?
Yes, pertaining to cemetery stuff.
That's a lot.
I only called once.
Oh, well, you have 18 more.
I tried to keep them down.
I think Derek might get to that branch tomorrow, because I never heard anything out of the other.
I was all right.
And I saw him just a little bit ago, and I said something, he's working in the village, he said I might get it tomorrow. So cool, hopefully he'll get to, he's gonna take care of it,
Yeah.
but might even get it tomorrow.
Where's that branch at?
It's in a hickory tree down there.
It's about
in
80
Forest.
feet long.
He's already taken one out of the tree. We've had one break out of the tree. That tree and the one behind it, he's already done 2 of those, and there's gonna be a 3rd.
I have to get my super glue out and put a couple of stones together, I think,
Oh, you got some stones?
underneath that tree.
Oh, we'll put them back up. We may get cleaned up and we'll put them back up. My lifting device will be back tomorrow afternoon anyway, so it's been in another township for a while. It's coming back tomorrow with a lower too.
That's good.
The backup? The backup. The lifting device.
No, we have a tripod with a chain hoist with lift stones with. It's been on loan to Greentown, to Green Township, and they're bringing it back tomorrow. Got something to straighten out. They treated the lawn in the new edition, but they didn't do between the fence and 68.
That's what Roger was saying.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, he said he was gonna call and
He
make.
did, and they're gonna come tomorrow. They go in Tuesday, and they'll be back to do it. And,
Interesting how they messed up the first
I know.
application, the second application. Yeah, how tough is it?
yeah, drive around, spread some stuff,
Mhm.
right? Well, he said, I talked to him, he called me and said they told him they'd be there Tuesday.
You know, weather should be great all week for us.
That's what I heard, would be
Yeah.
nice here. Can't think of anything else I have for cemetery. Oh, you have a hornet's nest in the same tree as your bench. So
Really?
and it's bad. It's about that big now, but in a few days it's gonna be that big. And it's low to the ground. So I'm gonna take some sticks and some caution tape out there, photograph or something. We'll mess with you.
Let's take baseball bat.
People, the ball face hornets build a big nest.
Hang on to
Yeah,
it.
it's like 8 feet off the ground. It's getting bigger. It don't take them long to go from, something like that to like this. It's a matter of days.
Looks like they've been made out of mud.
A paper, kind of looks like paper. The big ones hanging in the tree, you ever seen them? That's what it is. It's gonna get bigger.
Just back up the truck underneath the tree, got
I'll
whack
back
one
it up
time,
and you do it.
and then run real quick
Yeah.
and take off, and then,
I don't mess with them. I'm not gonna run their course, but I think I ought to stake it and do something to let people know it's there.
probably.
Because
So-
it's low, it's maybe 8 feet off the ground.
So what kind of course do they run? I mean,
They build them,
yeah, and,
They're black and white, they're really mean, well,
Then they'll eventually leave.
They are mean.
this winter, when it gets cold,
Well, they lay eggs and hatch out next spring, don't they?
Right, the nest usually falls apart in the winter, so I don't know how that
I
works.
don't know when they hatch out.
They're not nice to mess with.
If it gets cold, most bees can, I don't know about those. Bees can't fly when it's real.
Right,
it's very
if it gets,
cold.
we get some cold snaps where they won't, it has to stay cold for a few days, so I would
Bees
mess
can't
with
fly
it.
when it gets much below 50 degrees. The hornets, I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna mess with it.
There's a hornet, you want to spray, it'll spray about 15 feet. If you dress properly, use a veil, overcoat, rubber bands,
Just sit in the truck, just let the wind
Yeah.
down.
they'll die real fast.
I know that. So I don't know what to do with it other than like, kind of leave it alone.
They don't bother them, they won't bother you.
These will.
I don't know, I've mowed, we've had them in Clifton in the trees, I've mowed right below them, didn't even know they were there.
Is that right?
Yeah, as long as you don't bump the nest or anything, they won't bother you. It's pretty good. You'll see it. When you get down there.
Those yellow jackets or whatever that live in the ground, they're mean
They're
too.
mean too. I think Roger's taking care of a couple of those this year.
Really?
We had one up by Stella Wells that evidently somebody dug up the nest, there was a hole there, so something, skunk or something had dug it up. We had to fill it in, they called about it, some lady called. Said there was a hole, we took care of it. I think that's what it was. Ground beehive.
so there are animals that dig them up?
Bears.
Bears, yeah, good than bears.
Pick up the bees.
They got the honey.
Well, skunks. catch-
Skunk, that's what I figured it was. It was,
Skunks catch bees and eat them.
Do
They'll
they?
destroy a hive, yeah.
well, that might be what, because they dug it up, whatever it was, and I'm assuming it was a beehive, so it looks like.
They go after the bees. I don't know about the honey, but they get the
Hmm.
bees.
Look at them. Can they climb trees?
All you want.
Yeah, I didn't know that ground hornets made honey.
I don't know if they do, do they?
No. Just thinking about a blue bear.
That's all I had for a simple.
Any questions regarding the cemetery?
Well, speaking of a hornet's nest, this is a good transition. And you can help out because you have some experience with this. I'm getting a lot of this secondhand. But for the, I don't know how many years in a row, I've been really concerned about the amount of traffic on 68 with the sunflowers. And at the very least this year, I have firsthand knowledge, at least from the man who owns the nursery next to the Glen Forest East Cemetery, that on more than a few days, there were in excess of 40 cars parked in that cemetery. All over the grass, all over the drives, here, there, everywhere. He said the sheriff came in once and tried to get rid of the ones he saw. He said as soon as they went left, they'd moor them and come in. And then you've got those people, they're all running across the street, you know, in the traffic. And I've complained about, you know, about the fear of hurting somebody for a couple of years to anybody who will listen, including people who own it and other people who are interested in having it go and all the rest of that stuff. But when it comes to, you know, having our cemetery being abused for, you know, as a parking lot, I think it might be time to start thinking about drawing a line here. Because I sure, am not gonna close that cemetery down for 2 weeks every year, just so, just so people can look at sunflowers.
See, I closed it because I had 2 calls about it, and he was irate with the people, not with me. He called it for me. They parked right on his son's grave. He
Yeah.
was upset, and I can't blame him.
Oh,
And he was running people off and swinging a hammer, and I said, you better stop, you're gonna get arrested. But then he said later on that the highway patrol was actually giving tickets to people that parked on the road. So
Yeah.
they've got a field that holds 500 cars, yet they still park all up and down the road. They park in our cemetery. I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I closed it up, but I don't want to have to do that. If they park out in front of our gates, there's nothing, we can't really do anything about that, right?
Yeah, we can.
Isn't the state's easement right up to our fence?
Yeah, but it's,
I know,
it's
I know.
it's the state's easement, but it's still on property.
And that's why I just closed it, so they couldn't get in there. I figured if they parked out front, the sign says no parking on 68, they do it anyway.
We either own, I'm not sure, to the edge of the road or the center of the road. Now, most of the time,
Most
it's to
of
the
the
center of the road, but in that case, I think it might be to the edge of
Oh, okay, so,
Well, regardless, I think, I don't know how you feel about it, Mark, but I think, Mr. President might consider contacting, the land trust, the Chamber of Commerce. I'm not really sure the village itself, I'm not, but that's basically the same person.
the road.
And
Probably not.
So who does
Land trust,
the
isn't it?
planning?
Land
Is
trust.
it
It's
they-
something, it's
Oh, yeah.
their event, they should, they're the
Yeah,
ones
it's
who
their
should be
event.
held
It is the
accountable
land
for it.
Event.
growing
Sunflower.
sunflowers and everybody comes and paints and takes pictures of
Yeah,
their
but
kids.
I know that, but I thought it was the landowner.
No, it's supported by land trust. The landowners
That's land trust.
planned it at the request of the land trust.
Do we have to post no parking before we get started having cars hauled out of
Which
there?
it comes to land trust needs to.
I mean, what do we have to do legally there? Do we have to have it posted somehow? or-
I don't know, but I personally don't feel that we should have to spend that kind of time, money, and energy
Right, I agree with you.
to do those things.
It's not hard.
What do you propose?
I propose requesting that the landowner not plant sunflowers there as a potential danger to
Yeah, so we can start by my calling Tecumseh Land Trust and discussing the problem with them. Okay.
if that's what the board's willing to,
They filled up our lot at the shop. Labor Day
Yeah,
weekend, one
yeah.
day, they're all next door, cars were parked at our place for the fuel across the street. I guess nobody seems sunflower.
really. You,
Kind of like deer. People stop out on Grinnell Road all
Yeah.
the time, look at the deer. All same, look same, like light red lights, see one, you see them all.
you all right with that idea? You support that? or-
I think it's
Wouldn't hurt anything to ask.
yeah, I think it's a
I
good
don't think
place
they'll
to
do it,
start.
but you can ask.
You said you talked to him before?
2 years ago, when last year wasn't so bad. I don't know what the difference
Well, what
was.
was this year? It was bad this year.
It was a short season. They
I
didn't
went
look
through
very
there
good
a
this year,
couple
it
of
didn't last
times.
very long.
Mhm.
I mean,
But it
really,
was like Labor Day weekend, we were swamped with people up and down the road up there.
Well, that Monday was, I saw the highway patrol out there handing out tickets. And, I don't know what it costs to have that sort of thing patrolled. It's gotta be expensive.
well, it wouldn't take too much to put up signs on our side of the road. Signs saying no parking, you will be prosecuted.
That's why I'm wondering.
I mean,
Should get a
they've got no
affordable-
parking signs up and down.
I know, they still park on 60, they park on 68, they just pull over and park.
Yeah,
Who bought those signs? Land trust?
probably.
They were kind of small, and one car would park in front of it, and then nobody else would even see it. And then the cars would say, oh, we'll park here. They wouldn't see the sign, and, I can see how it happened. They weren't very big signs at all. They weren't very visible.
Yeah, they feel like.
No, but there was a speed limit sign.
Well, they changed the speed limit for all the traffic, remember, they lowered it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that
provided
ended up
parking,
stopping
but
for
the
parking.
big deal, like you said, people just.
You put that tape right up by the road, so
I
they
could.
can't get off the road.
I could
Yeah.
set some posts on there, some caution tape now and then.
But what,
Then you can't get in the cemetery if you wanna come,
You go back to the cemetery and put a sign up at the opening.
no parking.
Yeah,
There was somebody
We will.
made to stick up there when we need
They'll have a cop there next year.
parking, you will be prosecuted.
But the issue needs to be addressed somehow.
yeah. And
The guy
I
next door,
think
what's his
that,
name, Steve?
Steve, yeah.
You know, I'm sure he's having problems. What about the Pfeiffer's are probably having problems? You know, people parking
I
all
would
over there.
imagine.
You know?
So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
Well, maybe we can get some-
Well, we can start by calling Tecumseh Land Trust, and I will do that and report back at next meeting. But, yeah, then we can go from there, see what's involved.
I think that's all the cemetery chat I had.
They fogged our roads today.
Did they?
Have you looked at the roads?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I thought they looked good.
I thought they did a real nice job.
Yeah, last meeting.
I didn't know, and you looked at it, that's
Mhm.
why. But, yeah, I thought the circle and everything, south and north, everything come out real nice.
You know, speaking of which, I can't remember the guy's name. Well, you must have heard the message. Did you listen to your messages?
No, I didn't know.
You've listened to
I
your
listened to them
messages.
first thing in the morning.
The guy who's put the new house, is his name Miller? Neil? Neil Miller? Put the house on the corner of South River at the bend, the new house.
Oh, yeah, across from Neil Miller, the new house
Yeah.
across.
It's his dog.
I think so. The gentleman came in here. one
Yeah,
night.
right, it's very nice. And he was saying that after they chip sealed, there had been a substantial amount of stone near the outer edge, I believe is what he said,
Of the
listened to the
curve.
meeting, of the curve, and he was concerned that somebody might get a wheel into that loose stone, you know, in the rock, and overcorrect, and, you know. I went out there, and I guess it wasn't us, but it looks like somebody swept that curb, I mean,
It might have been Hensley's. They might have come back and done it.
swept it really,
They might have come back.
really well, so I didn't call him back.
I didn't see it today. I'd done a road tour this morning, looked around and noticed they had striped the road.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I didn't notice that on that curve, so maybe Hensley's, you know, came back and swept that curve. I don't know. I didn't ask him to sweep the road, like, you know, last year Miller Valentine just swept them. I didn't ask him.
It could be, because there was a lot of loose stone out in the
That's why I had
grass.
to, yeah, traffic kicks it over to the, yeah, so maybe they did.
Yeah, okay, well, good, isn't it?
Going back to the cemetery.
Fixed itself, yes.
When they bring that boom mower back and whatever, ask him if he would help you take up that foundation.
Okay.
Maybe you can dig it up and he can haul away or do whatever.
Yeah, I
You
get
can
you.
do that in one day,
Possibly.
but it's not up to us to do it by ourselves. Ask him if he'll
Yeah,
help you
I'll talk to him.
take that foundation up. We'll just do one full thing at a time.
I'll do it. Be more simple. Let's see, I cleaned up some branches on Houston Road today. See, they had, where you talked about the other day. Somebody moved them off, I cleaned them up, got them out of
In
this.
Houston? Oh,
There was like 3 down through there, 3 different places.
yeah.
But we had calls for that.
Yeah, because he told me.
I went over there and it was gone.
Yeah, so that, somebody moved it pretty quick.
I didn't know, I didn't,
Well, you were out of town.
I didn't,
Oh, okay.
but when I talked to him on Monday, he told me about it. He
Oh,
taken care of it, checked on it, it was all, somebody had already done it. I went out today and cleaned them off out of the distance.
I thought about telling you I did it, but I thought maybe you did it.
Where was it?
Houston Road.
Houston Road trees last Saturday when that windstorm came through.
of course, that gives you the opportunity to drive down the road and look at all the, all the dead
All the
trees.
dead ash trees.
God,
The ones
it's
that are gonna come
amazing,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got several that are probably going to come down sometime. Pieces of them will start coming down or something. One already did on Harbison at Dick Hutcher's place. Part of that, I think Devin came and shoved it off in the woods.
Who called you, sheriff called you too?
No, it was on the, actually, I walked into the garage and the answering machine was running, and some woman, I'm not sure who it was, a resident, left a message.
Heather. Heather called.
Heather from dispatch called you.
She, yeah. Whatever. We took care of it.
Let's see. Wednesday, we're going to the board, science review. Haven't been, would like to go, so.
What are you looking for?
We'll talk to the Bobcat people, see what's out there. Always nice to see what's new, improved. Just for some info. Get some ideas.
You been there,
Talking
you
about
been
digging.
going?
I haven't been there in like 6 or 7 years, at least 6 years since I've been there. So I'd really like to go, it's a lot of interesting stuff, new products. Bobcat will be new.
Looking for something to get in and out of stones and dig, potentially?
I might, should I? Get some price on something like that?
Doesn't hurt.
Okay. I just thought I'd talk to them and see, you know, what ballpark it is for replacing maybe the Bobcat or something. I'll talk to them.
I don't wanna have to call, the village to get into tight spots. I don't wanna spend any money either, but,
Well, I know.
just to see what's out there.
We might be able, yeah, I'll just see what's available.
There is a mower, a bush hog type mower that fits on the front of the Bobcat.
Sure. I don't need that. We're talking about digging holes
Clem's got one.
where I can't get the
Clem's
bottom.
got one, maybe he can borrow it.
I saw it out there, he was using it a week or so ago. That's a pretty nice job, really.
Yeah, he said it does. Brian said it does. Works well. Going around cornfields.
But we're looking for tight spaces to dig graves with, I think. We got the backhoe attachment, but you can't dump in the truck with it, so. And even that takes up quite a bit of room. I don't know if I could set up in the row
Yeah.
without tearing something up.
You mean a Bobcat, a small Bobcat?
Like an excavator is what we're
To
talking
put
about.
on the one you have?
No, we had one. But
It's too big.
to set up, I don't, some of that area, I'm not sure I could even use that. And I can't dig and load the truck with it, so. If I can get the truck in there, I'd probably get the backhoe in there. Sometimes we can't get either in there. And that's the only reason I talked to the village, you cover just in case. They would do it. So I don't know, I'll check on that,
Yeah.
see what options
Yeah, there might be something else out there. You never know.
are. Right.
Worth a look.
Oh, I might have to go to the medical supply place tomorrow afternoon. I'll know in the morning. Other than that, I think that's all I have. Yeah, I looked at Carroll and Long, they done pretty much job for me. There's still nothing wet, but you could drive one, but they fall. Oh, not,
Hey, fuck
we even
Carroll,
married.
no mind.
We even married. I
Okay.
was, and supposedly harvesting too, so I didn't go over and check on that.
Yeah,
After I did have to run out that way, so I slowly did it. Went pretty good.
good.
That'll hold it together for a while.
Hopefully. That's the idea.
I can't think of anything else. Or reset your mileage thing.
Resetting what?
The change oil now thing on the truck.
Okay, any more questions regarding roads? If not, let's move on to the FY18 fiscal officer report.
Well, you may have noticed in our bills that we paid on some more audit fees, so maybe they're gonna be released now. Maybe the audit's gonna be released, or paid up. There's 2 resolutions to adopt. One I can read for you, amendment of permanent appropriations. And that's an increase in the general fund, we increased workers' comp by $206. increased office supplies by 300. In Road and Bridge, we increased workers' comp by 307, and increased social security by 250. And the cemetery fund increased contracted services by 900. And the fire fund increased employee reimbursements, which is the AHA training program, by 1,000, auditing services by 519, and buildings by 3,000. And EMS billing increased operating supplies, by 10,000.
I move to approve.
Second.
With no further discussion, will you take a vote?
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Mr. Sprackman?
Yes.
Was there a resolution number?
2016, sorry, -15. Sorry, I didn't say that at the beginning, did I? And we received our amounts and rates following the tax budget hearing. And so we have a resolution to adopt the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission. And I did review their certificate of estimated resources that we will begin 2017 with, and they are pretty much spot on to what we had put in our budget for 2017, so nothing scary going on there. So, the
Is there a
resolution, I did not
resolution
give you a
number?
copy of the resolution, but it's very simple, it's 2016-16.
Okay, I move we approve resolution 2016-16.
See, it's hard.
Second.
If there's no further discussion on resolution 2016-16, may we take a vote?
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Mr. Sprackman?
Yes.
I don't have anything else to report then.
And I would point out that the only reason I was trying to say 2016-16 was to show that it was easy. And
Yeah.
obviously it's not, at least not for me. Okay, so let's move to standing committee reports.
Wait a minute, I want to ask a question. Too late. Too late. There's no statute of limitations on questions.
Okay. Questions for the fiscal officer?
From the fiscal officer, yes,
Okay.
sir. I think last meeting I had asked about 1,000 miscellaneous operating supplies. Now, last meeting, okay, this is revenue status, 1,892 other miscellaneous non-operating.
Oh, you mean in the general fund, or?
Yeah, general fund. There was 6,500 as a budget, and last meeting, there was like $125 that had come in. I'm noticing there's a little bit more than that anyway. But I just wondered what.
I forgot to look that up.
Okay, all right.
It's easy, it's very easy to find, but I forgot to look it
I
up.
didn't know if you did or not. All right, well then, never mind. You got it some other day.
I know why it jumped up today, actually. We got a refund from our our health insurance company for the year, for our first year with them, which ended.
Did you get a chance to talk to them?
Yes.
When you're on the phone?
Yeah, and that was, that first year ended November 30th of 2015. And it was for 10,000 and change.
Mhm.
And so, the general fund received about 2,400 of that 10,000. And the road got 1,000 plus, and then the fire department received the rest, basically as they have the most members, that's how I broke it down. So that's for that, yeah. It's coming to me now. That's what the big jump is.
If we're not having claims, it's,
Right, we didn't use all the money since we are self-insured, and we didn't use all the money that we paid into it. I'm not sure how that
By law, they have to spend 85% of the premiums that we pay on direct services to us, not administrative costs.
Right.
And if they
so
don't, they have to rebate.
We got $10,000 back, which is not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The total bill was only 17, wasn't it?
No, no, medical costs.
No, this is medical.
Oh, okay.
They're
Oh, okay.
75,000 maybe total.
10, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, that's the only,
Yeah, well, thanks for asking. It did eventually
just lots of
come out of
question
here.
I have.
Okay. If there are no further questions for the fiscal officer, will we skip zoning inspector's report and move on to standing committee reports?
Everything's fine. I forget what. After such a amount of time. I'm going to this is what throws me because I'm going to a regional planning executive board meeting tomorrow afternoon, and I've been reviewing what I'm going to see there, which means that I've replaced what I did at the last month's meeting, which I'm supposed to be reporting on.
No,
Unless-
you did.
unless I
Let's see,
dig
let me
it
tell you
all
what you
out.
said. Let's see, you can probably find something.
Oh, that's when it was fresh in my mind and I decided to say
All right,
something
hold
about
on.
it. Oh, dear.
So your handwriting looks neat from here.
Let's see, your last report was that the RPCC, the more ecotourism talk, and a couple of subdivisions were submitted.
Mhm.
And there were certain areas that were lax as far as mapping was concerned, or the GIS, and
Yep.
you hired, an intern from UD was there,
Yep,
which did a lot of great work.
she did.
And then you then talked about the Grinnell Mill, which is, there's a nice reserve of maintenance fund of 20,000.
Yep.
And the MVRPC was a normal budget talk, nothing relative to us.
Well, I did a good job on that report.
So,
All right, so you can,
So that- yeah, that's-
you
that
can
was
either
that.
repeat that or just refer back to the other meeting. So I'm done.
okay.
Okay. And as far as the Economic Sustainability Committee, they're still working. I didn't attend the last meeting because that meeting fell on the same night as our regular trustee meeting. But there's a subcommittee that is making recommendations as far as the revolving loan structure. And
So you went to that meeting?
yes. And they are still working on that. They're using the form that Xenia City is using for their loan program involving incentives and that sort of thing. So they'll make recommendations to the village council about the revolving loan structure, and mostly about the application. What we were talking about today was whether we felt that a lot of questions were too invasive, and we decided that it really wasn't, because we had all had personal experiences dealing with face-to-face discussions about loans. And since you can't do that anymore, I have no idea who the bank president of local banks are.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all I had to say about the Economic Sustainability Committee. As far as the senior center, I have not had any serious interaction with them. But I would like to talk to the Council on Aging a little bit. So, anything exciting happening in the Clifton Union Cemetery?
We've already discussed one of that. There was a tree, and we got that tree cleaned up.
talked about the foundation,
Mhm.
yeah.
Possibly take up the foundation. The survey is still hopefully get it done this fall. I talked to him the other day.
And the survey is for the new section?
Yes, survey of some of the lots. Section, the perimeter's already done, just have to do the lots.
He'll pin each corner of the lot,
Do whatever
or
we
mark
need,
them so I can put the,
we'll do whatever we need to do. I'll talk to him again. It's time for he gets it done. He's busy.
and we're gonna,
Pushed it.
we're gonna run straight off of section D out, right, to keep everything uniform.
Leave room for a road.
Yeah, wherever he falls with the lots, and we'll know where to lay our road out. Because they're 14 foot this way, we've got so far, and they're 18 foot more wide, so.
And your board members have agreed to pay for that, right? At one of your last meetings? Didn't you say that?
I believe so. Yeah, cemetery committee.
Cemetery, they
Pay
carry
for
it.
it. He said it'd be about 1,500.
But I mean, this year, recently, they've agreed to.
We haven't had a meeting recently.
Well, you've had a couple.
I mean, we-
Yeah, earlier
6 months.
meeting, they talked about it.
Yeah.
They
But,
talked about it.
yeah, after our meeting with Green Township, your board has met, and they had agreed at one of those two meetings or 3 meetings?
Right.
Isn't that right? Okay, just
In
want to
regards
make sure I had
to
the timing right for the survey.
The board agreed to do it. Now, I'm not sure about Green Township.
Green Township doesn't matter, as long as there's cash in your checking account, then it will be
15,
taken.
18,000 in there. The bill will be about 1,500. That's an estimate. I'm not sure it's a firm figure, but it won't be much more than that. Yeah, we got the money for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was discussed.
Right, great. Yeah, that reminds me, I could have sworn, well, you tell me, that grave sites in Glen Forest, they're 4 by 8.
4 by 9 usually. It varied, I mean, some of them,
Are those lots were 16-foot square? No?
well, they're 16 foot long.
Well, yeah.
Roughly,
guess they're
I
18
think
feet.
18 or
It's
19,
18.
and it varies, because the one row, I think it's, M, or not M, before L.
K.
Yeah. We're, like, when we buried Betty Dawson,
Mm-hmm.
we had to shoehorn that vault in there, because there's a base here, and a bit, I mean, it was not that much room on each end. Like, we barely had 9 foot, so they buried. So we get them in there, and some, I don't know how sometimes, but we do.
So,
But I think they're 4 by 9 or something, they're tight.
Well, Lewis had his laid out at 4 by 9, so,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what
At the
the
time.
standard is now, like section S, those are 4 by 12.
is that right?
Yeah. 12 of them. And they're a little longer. I laid them out, and that's a little more room. And section O is the same way. You got a little more room to play with down by the building.
Mm-hmm.
But the older parts, LM and all that in there, it varies. Because some of you look at headstones, there's one here, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
really throws you off. It's difficult.
When they laid those out, they made 8-foot caskets or whatever.
No,
I
it's
get
just
that big.
whatever casket it
Back
was
then,
laid
yeah.
out 4 foot wide by say eight or so long, put you in, and that left a little room for a headstone.
But
Without-
back then, they maybe didn't use vaults. So
That's
that
that's
makes-
true.
right.
Makes it long.
That's true. And see, now we require a vault in the traditional burial, which,
Now,
so I figure on a 4 by 9 anywhere
Yeah.
else but section O and R and S, those are all.
Mhm.
but we don't require the use of vault, that's a state regulation, right?
State, but we require a vault for a traditional burial, yes,
Right.
most cemeteries.
Most-
There isn't a state regulation, there is a cemetery regulation. No state regulation for
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We require them in both cemeteries.
That's all
Now,
that's all that matters.
we will, with the exception, your religion, they want the casket to sit on the ground. We just, no base, but it still has to have the box on top. So the casket can go on the ground, but then it still has to have flat top of it.
And what are your grave sites in Glenhorst East? The new section,
4x12,
the 4x12.
the new edition, 4x12. So it's 24 foot by 24 foot.
Yeah.
There's 6, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, Colin, you're up.
Okay, this is a memo from the fire chief. I'm assuming he's still indisposed. Activity since last meeting, 34 EMS incidences, 17 fire incidences, and 4 fire safety inspections. New ambulance is in service. Firefighter 1 course, the class has finished, and Clark State is working to set up their certification testing for the first or second week in October. Assuming everyone passes, we will gain the services of 5 new firefighters: Aaron King, Jack Jacobson, Jacob Hardman, Tess Haskin, and Julia Dwight. EMT class, our EMT class is tentatively scheduled to begin the last week in October. The stair climb, the memorial stair climb went very well, and we were able to raise close to $24,000. That's great.
It's better last year, right?
Yeah, last year was 17.5.
So it's quite a difference.
I don't know. I have to ask him, the expenses, is that net, or is this net, or is it gross profit on that? I mean, they have expenses,
They get a lot of support though, you know, they have a lot of donors that
Mhm.
help support it, so maybe they were expensive.
I know, we wrote checks for
We advertised.
a fair amount of money.
Didn't you advertise with flyers and?
Yeah, and there was a couple $100 on Facebook advertising for it, and I see we paid for the after party. It was like $400, just miscellaneous stuff like that. I just wonder if that gets
It's
all,
included in there.
yeah, just how that money's flowing back and forth. I don't know, but I was just asking. The only thing I had to contribute to fire department stuff was I know he has a meeting set up next week with MSA Architects in Cincinnati. He's gonna go down there and just start reviewing the process and, the fire station, and it's been so long, just go over the designs again and the criteria, and of course,
How long has it been?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years since
You're gonna go with the estimate cost also?
he's gonna get one. Is that what you mean? Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, he's been kind of given a list of things we require before we finalize the actual putting it on a ballot and all that sort of stuff, so. This is what he's gonna be working on. Get some preliminary numbers. Because, time marches on.
And prices continue to go up.
I've asked them to look into somebody to appraise this building, the property, top property, that sort of thing.
Any additional information on the fire department report?
Not from me.
No?
Nope.
May we move on to new business?
I have none this evening.
I have none.
And how about old business?
Got none?
All cleared up.
Okay.
Move
I was
adjourned.
gonna say, we've been discussing old business on the run, so to speak. Okay.
Mark and I stuffed a lot of envelopes, so we're taking care of old business.
Yep.
We're down to licking those puppies now.
I was gonna ask you.
Drink a lot of water.
Gonna use a sponge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a sponge. I brought them. Just kidding.
Thanks to you guys for letting me take some time off. Greatly appreciate it.
You earned it.
I did.
Yeah, and I think vacations are necessary.
Oh, absolutely.
And I haven't looked at your time sheet, but I think you have the time accumulated, so
Yeah, I do.
it's,
But-
it's no
but
problem.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Much needed.
Okay.
So we're all voted and the camera's off and we're done?
Well,
Or-
have we had a motion to adjourn?
Yeah. Bracken moved. I voted yes.
Aye.
Yes.